Hello, I'm Neil Renton, I'm the head teacher of Harrogate Grammar School, and I'm here with Julie Wellacott, who is the HR partner of the Red Kite Learning Trust. And we've been working together on flexible working, and what we want to do is just talk about flexible working in a little bit more detail today. So we've heard over the last year the word FWAM or FWAMs. What is the FWAM, Julie?
Okay, so it stands for Flexible Working Ambassador Mat and Schools, and we are the appointed FWAM for the Yorkshire and Humberside, and that's a DFE project being delivered throh Capita. That's what it is.
And who's involved in our FWAM?
Okay, we've got a range of people actually outside our region as well. So we've got a couple from more the Northwest region. But for example, we've got Collaborative Learning Trust, Watergrove, Exceed, a number of partners and participant schools and trusts.
And I'd say diverse in terms of primary, mat, secondary, specialist school, all working together to try and bring about change. I'm interested in why you're interested in flexible working.
So why are we doing this? So in my previous role as HR director, very much responsible for leading on recruitment, and just over the years seeing the challenges around recruitment and retention of colleagues. And I am convinced that this is one thing that we can actually do to influence and improve, to find solutions around those challenges. So that's why I'm interested in flexible working as a concept.
It is interesting, isn't it?
So what about you? Back at you then. Why are you interested in flexible working?
I'm interested in it, and it's one of those areas that I traditionally wasn't interested in it, and was an area that I thought as a school it's not something where there is much flex. And I suppose in my kind of naivety, it's you're meant to be here all the time and do long hours in a school. And we had a moment in this room talking about flexible working where we're actually looking at the pay gap, and I was shocked by the existence of a pay gap in educational institutions, and a realisation that actually you can work differently, and there can be different ways that you can work and get people who are happy in work, productive in work, and you retain the brilliant teachers in the organisation, the brilliant staff that work with you, if you just have a culture that just flexes that little bit. And I got interested in it because I think it helps you to create a culture of kindness and really recognising that people at different stages in their lives have different needs and different things going on. And education doesn't need to be this really fixed. Working in schools doesn't really need to be as fixed as it once was. And I think that kind of gets us ready for the future. So there's quite a lot in why I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
Tell me and we've done this together, what have we done and where have we got with it?
Okay, so we've been following a project plan, haven't we? We were tasked, we had KPIs to try and meet. But ultimately what we've tried to do is bring people together.
Yeah.
So we had to get a number of participant schools and trusts, but bringing those people together, as often happens in education, that professional generosity of having like-minded people in a room together, and that's what we've done, haven't we? We've brought people in a workshop environment and actually given information, toolkit, resources. We've shared some of the challenges, we've explored some of the solutions, we've had activities around that. We've also looked beyond our group of participant schools and trusts, haven't we? And we've delivered a lot nationally and at certain events to just try and raise awareness to help others. So that has been our aim, and that's what we've been doing in the background.
And that's looking back at a year really of work, hasn't it? It was this time last year we were going to start the project. What's your kind of reflection over the year in terms of things you've thought about it and things that you may be proud of and that we've achieved?
I'm proud of the fact that we've engaged with the whole project, that we've met so many people, we've put ourselves out there really, not to present ourselves as experts or that we're much further ahead in our thinking, but really just to open up the discussion. So I am proud of that, in that we've done our bit in trying to champion flexible working as a concept and as a potential cultural change programme. But what else would I reflect on? I think really just meeting others that are in the same place as us. And it's been fantastic to speak with people who are open-minded. Actually, it's been fantastic to speak to people who are less open-minded.
It's been interesting.
And I can think of a couple of particular examples where within our time together we've learnt from each other. I mean, the people who are perhaps less open-minded, and actually we have made a change in that mindset, and and we have used that influence. What are your reflections?
Well, you're making me think there. I was really struck that when we've gone and spoken to people, that at some point in the session somebody will either say, or they will come forward with an incredibly powerful story about when they've worked in an organisation that's not flexed and how it's impacted upon them, and how career changing that potentially was for that individual. And we've heard it time and time again, and sometimes they've been quite emotional stories.
It was difficult to hear it, wasn't it?
So that was quite a powerful reflection. And then my other reflection is that I've been thinking a lot about, when we've done the talks, we've often talked about part-timeness, and we've gone to part-timeness as a form of flex, but I think that's the next step for us, is to think about what are the other types of flexible working. And I think if we can unlock that, that takes us even further with the project. What do you think about the future then of work?
The future of work, I think this is one part of it. I do accept that, you know, this isn't the answer to everything, but I think it's an important part. And I think what it's helped us to do is look at other sectors, what are other graduates, for example, expecting and experiencing as part of joining the world of work. We have this gift of supply of trainee teachers coming through our teaching school, you know, so really learning more about what can we do to encourage those trainees and ultimately new appointees. How can we benefit from creating that culture and work environment that really attracts more into the profession? But ultimately it's for everyone, isn't it? It's not just focused on teachers, it's for anybody working in our schools, in our trusts. It's really just trying to look at ways of working differently, flexible working being one of them, but there will be other things around culture that we can do more on.
I like that optimism for the future. Julie Wellicott, flexible working. Thank you.